Sound Partners 1, Lesson 2. Today we're going to learn about a new sound and review two sounds that we learned about in the previous lesson. The previous sounds that we learned were a like in apple and like in moon. Today we're going to learn about the s sound like made by the letter S. A, s. Let's practice saying those sounds when I point to the letters that represent those sounds. Ready? S, like in sun. A, like in apple. S, like in moon. A, s, s. A, s, a, a. Now I'll point to a few letters and you make the sound that that letter represents. Ready? Did you say s like in sun? If so, you're correct. Let's try another letter. Did you say a like an apple? If so, you're correct. The letter A represents the sound of a. Now let's try one more letter. Let's try this one. Did you say like in moon? If so, you're correct. The letter M represents the sound of like in the word moon. Now let's learn how to form the uppercase and lowercase s. You will need a piece of paper and a pencil as we watch the video instruct us on how to form the uppercase and lowercase s.
Uppercase S. 1. Curve back. Curve forward. Uppercase S.
All right, pick up your pencil and let's practice making an uppercase S with the video.
Uppercase S. 1. Curve back. Curve forward. Uppercase S.
Now put your pencil down and let's watch as the video shows us how to make a lowercase s.
Lowercase s. 1. Curve back. Curve forward. Lowercase s.
Ready? Pick up your pencil and let's make an S along with the video.
Lowercase s. 1. Curve back. Curve forward. Lowercase s.
Now we're going to listen for some sounds. You're going to write the letter that represents the sound you hear. The first sound is this sound.
A.
Write the letter that makes that sound. The next sound.
S.
Next sound.
The
next sound.
A.
Let's listen to another sound. And the last sound. Now let's check to see how you did. For the first sound, ah, you should have written the letter A. For the second sound, the letter S. S. The third sound, is made by the letter M. The next sound, ah, is represented by the letter A. The next sound, is represented by the letter M. And the last sound, S, is represented by the letter S. How did you do? Now I'm going to say a word and you're going to listen for the first sound in that word. Say the sound and point to that letter. Ready? The first word is soup. Say the first sound in soup and point to that letter. Did you say S like in sun and point to the letter S? If so, you are correct. Now let's try another word. Apple. Did you say A like apple and point to the letter A? If so, you are correct. Next word. Sam. What's the first sound in the word Sam? Say that sound and point to that letter. Sam begins with S, like sun, which is made by the letter S. Next word, mat. Did you say like moon and point to the M? If so, you're correct. Let's try another word. Sun. Did you say S and point to the letter S? If so, you're right. The next word, at. You should have said A and pointed to the letter A. And our last word, monkey. You should have said and pointed to the letter M. Now we're going to practice breaking words apart into their sounds. The first word that we're going to practice with is the word mat, like a doormat. Help me as I break apart the sounds in this word. We'll use the red dots to help us remember which sound we're on. First sound, Next sound, ah. And last sound, t, making the word mat, at. Let's try the next word, sat, like the lady sat on the ground. First sound, s. Second sound, ah. Last sound, t. S, at, sat. Next word, Sam, like Uncle Sam. First sound, S. Second sound, ah. And last sound, S, Sam. Next word, moon. First sound, Second sound, ooh. And last sound, moon. Last word, top, like a mountain top. The first sound, t. Second sound, ah. And the last sound, p. T, ah, p. Top. Now let's practice reading some words. Watch as I read the word in the box. I'm going to stretch out the sounds and then say the word fast. You point with me as I read the word. Am. Let's try it one more time. Am. Next word. Am. Last word. Sam. Let's try those one more time. Am. Sam. What sound does am start with? Am starts with the ah sound. What sound does am end with? Am ends with the sound of m. What sound does Sam start with? Sam starts with the sound s. And what sound does Sam end with? Sam ends with the sound of m. Am. Now we're going to practice spelling some of those words. The first word, am. Write the letters that represent the sounds you hear in the word am. If you're having difficulty, use the sound boxes to help you. Am. And now let's write the word Sam. Write the letters that represent the sounds you hear in the word Sam. If you're having difficulty, use the sound boxes to help you. Am. Now let's check to see how you did. For am, you should have written the letters A, M, am. For the word Sam, you should have written the letters S-A-M, Sam. Sam begins with a capital S because it is a name, and all names begin with capital letters. How did you do today? Well, this is the end of lesson 2.